My Betty be hiding?
Out of here.
My Betty not gonna
Out of my sight. Out of my... Chica. Betty. Child. Dear child. Will you wake? Will you open your eyes, Betty?
Uncle? Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, bid her come.
Come in, Susanna.
What does the doctor say, child?
He bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for it in his books.
Then he must search on.
Aye, sir. He hath been searching his books since he left you. But he bid me tell you that you might look to unnatural things for the cause of it.
No, there be no unnatural causes here. Tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly, and Mr. Hale will surely confirm that. Let him look to medicine and put out all thought of unnatural causes. There be none.
Aye, sir. He bid me tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir. I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go down and deny it yourself. The parlor's packed with people. I'll sit with her.
And what shall I say to them? That my daughter and my niece I found dancing like a heathen in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance. Let you tell them I confessed it, and I'll be whipped if I must, but they talk of witchcraft. Betty's not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation when I know you have not spoken with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
We danced, and Betty took fright, and then she fainted, and there's the whole of
Child, sit you down!
I would never hurt Betty.
Now look, you child, your punishment will come in its time, but if you traffic in spirits of the forest, I must know it now, for surely my enemies will, and they will ruin me with it. There is a faction that has sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that, child?
I think so, sir.
Now, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very center of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in the
Uncle,
forest.
we were sport.
You call this sport? Now, Abigail, if you know something that may help the doctor, for God's sake, tell it to me. I saw Tituba waving his arms over the fire. There were screeches and gibberish coming from his mouth. He was swaying over that fire like a dumb beast.
He always sings, and we dance.
I saw a dress lying on the grass.
A dress?
Aye, a dress. And I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
Uncle, you mistake yourself.
Abigail, I saw it! Now tell me true, and I pray you feel the weight of truth upon you. For now my ministry's at stake. My ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abominations you have done, give it all to me now, for it dare not be taken unaware before them down there.
There is nothing more, Uncle, I swear it.
Abigail, I have fought 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. And just now, when some good respect is rising for me in the parish, you compromise my very character. I have given you a home, child. I've put clothes upon your back. Now give me upright answer. Your name in this town, it is entirely white, is it not?
I am sure of it. There be no blush about my name.
Is there any other reason than you have told me for your being discharged from good Proctor's service? I have heard it said, and I tell you as I heard it, that she comes to church so rarely this year, for she will not sit so close to something that is soiled. What signifies that remark?
She hates me, Uncle. She must, for I would not be her slave. It is a bitter, lying, cold woman.
She may be. And yet it has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of their house, and in all this time, no other family has ever called for your service.
My name is good in the village. I will not have it said my name is soiled. Good in Proctor is a godly liar!
Miss Putnam, come in.
It is a marvel. It is surely a stroke of hell upon
What
you.
is? What?
How high did she fly? How high?
No, she never
Why,
flew.
sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ingersoll's barn and come down as light as birdies.
Now look, you goody Putnam, she never... Oh. Good morning, Mr. Putnam.
It is a providence the thing is out now. It is a providence.
What's out, sir?
Why, her eyes is closed. Look you, Anne.
Why, that's strange. Our roots is open.
Your root's sick.
I do not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death driving into them, forked and hooked.
Oh, pray not. Why? How does Ruth ail?
She ails as she must. She never waked this morning, but her eyes open. And she hears not, and sees not, and she cannot eat. Her soul is taken, surely.
They say you sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly.
A precaution only. He has much experience in all demonic arts, and
He
I...
has indeed, and found a witch in Beverly last year, and let you remember that.
How goody Anne, they only thought that we're a witch. And I am certain there be no element of witchcraft here.
No witchcraft? Now look you,
Thomas! Anna, I pray you, lead not to witchcraft. They will howl me out of sailing for such corruption in my house.
Reverend Paris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in the earth. Believe me, you never saw hardy babies born. And yet, each would wither in my arms the very night of their birth. I have spoken nothing, but my heart has clamored intimations, and this year my Ruth, my only, I see her turn in strange, a secret child she has become, and shrivels like a sucking mouth for pulling on her life too. And so, I thought to send her to your Tituba.
To Tituba! What made
Tituba knows
Tituba?
how to speak to the dead, Mr.
Goody Anne, it is a formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
I take it upon my soul, but who else may surely tell us what person murdered my baby?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Paris, and mark this proof, mark it. Last night my Ruth were ever so close to their little spirits. For how else is she struck dumb except for some power of darkness were to stop her mouth?
There is a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark.
So you were conjuring spirits last night?
Not I, sir. Tituba and Ruth.
Oh, Abigail, what proper payment for my charity. Now I am undone!
You are not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you and declare yourself. You have discovered...
In my house! In my house, Thomas. They will topple me with this. They will make a vigil.
Pardon, sir. I only thought to see how Betty is.
Why are you home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandma come. She's improved a little. She gave a powerful sneeze before.
Ah, there's a sign of life.
I'd fear no more, Goody Putnam. It were a grand sneeze, another like it would shake the wits together, I'm sure.
Will you leave me now, Thomas? I will pray while alone.
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why do you not go down?
I have nothing to say to them. I will wait for Mr. Hale to arrive. If you will, Goody Anne.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down, speak to them, pray with them. They're thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you'll pray with them.
I will lead them in a song, but let you say nothing of witchcraft. I will not discuss it. The cause is yet unknown. I have had enough contention since I came. I want no more.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth, do you hear?
I know.
Abigail, if she leaps for the window, cry for me at once.
Will, Uncle.
There is a terrible power in her arms today.
How was Ruth sick?
It's weirdish, I know not. She seems to walk like a dead one since last night.
Betty, come on, Betty. Wake up now.
Have you tried beating her? I gave my Ruth a good one and awaked her for a minute. Here, let me have her.
No, he'll be coming up. Look, if they be questioning us, tell them we danced.
Aye, and with more.
He saw you naked. What'll we do? The village is out. I just come from the farm. The whole country's talking witchcraft, Abby. They'll be calling us witches.
She means to tell, I know it.
We've got to tell Abby. Witcher is a hanging error. Hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. We've got to tell Abby. You'll only be whipped for the dancing. And the other thing will be whipped. I never done none of it. I only looked.
Oh, you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary Warren? What a grand peeping courage you have.
Come on, Betty. Wake up now. Betty, I'll beat you! Why? You seem improving. I talked to your papa and I told him everything, so there's nothing. I want my mama! Betty, what else? I want to fly! You fly! Everything, so there's nothing to worry. You drank the charm to kill John Proctor's wife! You drank the charm to kill Woody Proctor! Shut it! Now shut it! Now look here, all of you. We danced. And Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters, and that is all. And mark you. Let either of you breathe a word or the edge of a word about the other things, and I will come to you in the blackness of some terrible night, and I will bring a pointy racket and I will shatter you! And you know I can do it. I saw my dear parents' heads smashed on the pillow next to mine, and I have seen some reddish work done at night, and I will make you wish you had never seen the sun go down! You sit up and stop this! Oh, I'm just going home, Mr. Proctor.
Be you foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you leave the house, did I not? What shall I pay you for? I am looking for you more often than my cows.
I only come to see the great doings in the world, sir.
Get you home. My wife's waiting with your work.
I'd best be off. I have my Ruth to watch.
What's this mischief here?
She's only gone silly somehow.
The road past my house is the pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The town's mumbling witchcraft.
We were only dancing in the woods last night, and she took fright is all.
Oh, you're wicked yet, aren't you? You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. Soft word.
No, Abby, that's done with.
You come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly? I know you better.
I come to see with mischief your uncle's brewing now. Put it out of
I
mind.
am waiting for you every night, John.
I never gave you no hope to wait for me.
You gave me something better than hope, I think.
Get out of mind. I'll not be coming for you more. I may think of you softly from time to time, but I'll cut off my hand before I reach you again. Put it out of mind. We never touched.
But we did.
But we did not.
Oh, I marvel how such a strong man may let such a sickly
You'll
wife...
see nothing of Elizabeth.
She is blackening my name in the village. She is a cold, sniveling woman, and you bent to her, let her turn
You look for a whipping!
I look for a John Proctor. That took me from my sleep and put knowledge in my heart. And now you bid me tear the light out of my eyes? You loved me. And for whatever sin it is, you love me yet. Betty,
Stop that wail!
What are you doing to her?
Stop it, she's screaming.
So she cannot be in the Lord's name.
Mercy, run and fetch the doctor. Tell him what's happened here.
Oh, mark it for a sign, mark it.
That is a notorious sign of witchcraft afoot, good eaters. A prodigious sign.
My mother told me that when they cannot bear to the Lord's name.
Rebecca, come to her. We are lost. She's something we cannot
There is
bear.
hard sickness here. Charles Corey, please do keep quiet.
I've not said a word. No one here can testify I've said a word. Is she going to fly again? I hear she flies.
Man, be quiet now.
What have you done?
What do you make of it, Rebecca?
Goody nurse, will you go to my Ruth and see if you can wake her?
I think she'll wake when she tires of it. Pray calm yourself. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandma, and I have seen them all through their silly seasons, and when it come on them, they will run the devil bow-legged, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered, Rebecca. She cannot eat.
Perhaps she is not hungered. Mr. Paris, I hope you are not decided to go in search of loose spirits. I've heard promise of that outside.
There is a rumor running through the parish that the devil may be among us, and I would satisfy them that they are wrong.
Then let you come out and call them wrong. You not consult the warden before you call this minister to look for spirits.
He is not coming to look for spirits.
What's he coming for?
There be children dying in the village, mister.
I see none dying. This society will not be a bag to swing around your head, Mr. Putnam.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you'd best send Reverend Hale back to Beverly as soon as he comes. This will set us all to arguing again in the society. We thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on the doctor now and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, then let us go to God for the cause of it. There is prodigious fear in the seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons. The Putnam seed have peopled this province, and yet I have but one child remaining of age, and now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom.
But I must. You think in God's work you should never lose a child nor a grandchild. And I bury all but one. There are wheels within wheels in this village, and fires within fires.
When Reverend Hale arrives, you will proceed to look for signs of witchcraft.
You cannot command Mr. Paris. You look by name in this society, not by acreage.
I never heard you worried so into society, Mr. Proctor. I do not think I saw you at Sabbath meeting since snow flew.
I have trouble enough that I come 5 miles to hear him preach hellfire and bloody damnation. Take it to heart, Mr. Paris. You hardly mention God anymore.
Now that's a drastic charge.
It's somewhat true. There are many that quail to bring their children there, and they can't.
I do not preach for children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations towards this ministry.
They're really those unmindful.
I should say the better half of Salem Village. There is either obedience or the church will burn like hell is burning.
Can we speak 1 minute without we land in hell again? I'm sick of hell.
It is not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
They speak my heart, I think.
What? Are we Quakers? We are not Quakers yet, John Proctor, and you may tell that to your followers.
My
There is
followers?
a party in this church. I am not blind. There is a faction and a party.
Against you?
Against him and all authority.
Why, then I must find it and join it.
He does not mean that.
He confessed it now.
Oh, John, you are another kind. Clasp the hand, make your peace.
I have a crop to sow and lumber to drag home. What say you, Giles? Will you come home?
Oh, Mr. Hale, good to see you again.
Pray you, take these.
Rather heavy.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
Well, do come prepared.
We shall need hard study when it comes to tracking down the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca, nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It is strange how I know you, but I suppose you look as such a good soul should. We've all heard of your great charities in Beverly.
Do you know this gentleman, Thomas Putnam, and his good wife, Anne?
Putnam, I had not expected such distinguished company, sir.
Does not seem to help us today, sir. We look to you to come to our house and save our child.
Your child ails too?
Her soul seems flows away. She sleeps, and yet she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men have afflicted children?
No, these are farmers. John Proctor.
He don't believe in witches.
I never spoke one way in witchcraft. You come, Giles.
No, John, I think not. I have some questions of my own to ask this fellow.
I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. Pray you leave some of it in Salem.
Will you look to my daughter now? She has tried to leap out the window. We found her on the high road this morning, waving her arms as though she flies.
And she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. That's a sure sign of witchcraft.
No. Now let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are as definite as stone. And I must tell you, I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me, should I find no bruise of hell upon you.
It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. What were your first warnings of this strangeness?
Well, sir, I discovered her and my niece, 10 or 12 of the girls dancing in the forest last night.
You permit this?
No, it was secret.
Mr. Paris' man has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
No, we cannot be sure of that, good Anne. What book is this?
What's there, sir?
And here lies all the invisible world, caught, defined, and calculated. Within these pages, the devil stands stripped of his brute disguises. Have no fear now, for we shall find him out if he has come among us. And I mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Who would hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she is truly in the devil's grip, we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I'll go then. I'm too old for this.
What, Rebecca? We may open up the boils of all our troubles today.
Let us hope for that.
Come, Mr. Hale, let's begin.
Mr. Hale, I have always wanted to ask a learned man, what signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I cannot tell, she hides them.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. Many a night have I waited to find her in a corner, reading of a book. What do you make of that?
Why, that's not
It
necessarily...
discomforts me, Mr. Hale. I'm not saying she's seen the devil, but I'd admire to know what books she reads and why she hides them. She'll not answer me, you see.
Aye, we'll discuss it. Now then, if the devil is within her, you will experience some frightful wonders in this room. So please to keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Betty, dear, please sit up. Can you hear me? I am John Hale, minister of Beverly. I have come to help you, dear. Do you remember my 2 little girls in Beverly? Does someone afflict you, child? It need not be a woman, mind you, or a man. Perhaps some bird invisible to others comes to you. Perhaps a mouse or a pig. Or any beast at all. Is there some figure bids you fly? In nomine Domine, sabut sui felique, it ad infernus. Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing with her in the forest?
Why, common dancing is all.
Abigail, maybe your cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last night?
No, I never called him. Tituba.
He called the devil?
I should like to speak with Tituba.
Good Yan, if you will fetch him.
How did he call him?
I know not. He spoke his crazy talk.
Did you feel any strangeness when he called him? A sudden cold wind, perhaps? Or a trembling below the ground?
I didn't see no devil. Betty, come on now.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I'm a proper girl. He made me do it. He made Betty do it.
Abby!
He makes me drink blood.
Blood?
My baby's blood.
No, chicken blood. I give you chicken blood.
Man, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
No, sir, I don't talk with no devil.
Why can she not awake?
I love Betty.
You've sent your spirit out upon this child, have you not? Are you gathering souls for the devil?
He sends his spirit on me in church. He makes me laugh at prayer.
Why you say that, Abby?
Sometimes I wake and find myself standing in the doorway with not a stitch in my body. I always hear him singing in my sleep and laughing and tempting me with...
Mr. Reverend, I never.
I want you to wake this child.
I have no power on this child, sir.
You most certainly do, and you will free her from it now. When did you compact with the devil?
I didn't compact with no
You
devil.
will confess, Tituba, or I will take you outside and beat you to your death!
He must be hanged. This man must be taken and hanged.
No, sir, don't hang me. I tell him I don't desire to work for him, sir.
The devil?
Then you saw him. Now, Tituba, I know that when we bind ourselves to hell, it is very hard to break with it. We will help you tear yourself free.
Mr. Reverend, I do believe somebody else bewitching these children, sir.
Who?
I don't know, but the devil got himself numerous witches.
Does he?
Aye, sir.
Now, Tituba, come, look into my eyes, look into me. You would be a good Christian, would you not, Tituba?
Aye, sir, a good Christian.
And what means you with these children?
Oh, I don't desire to hurt little children, sir.
And you love God?
Oh, I love God with all my being.
Then in God's holy name,
Bless him, bless him.
open yourself, Tituba. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you.
Bless the Lord.
When the devil comes to you, does he ever come with another? Someone you know, perhaps. Someone from Salem.
Who does he come with?
Sarah Good? Did you ever see Sarah Good with him?
Was it-
or Osborne?
Was this man or woman came with him?
A man or a woman? Was woman, was woman.
What woman? A woman, you say?
Well, it was black dark, and I couldn't see.
You could see him, but you couldn't see her?
Well, they was always talking. They was always running around and carrying
Out
on.
of Salem? Salem witches?
Aye, sir, I believe so.
Tituba, you have confessed yourself to witchcraft. And that speaks a wish to come to heaven's side, and we will bless you for your help.
Oh, God bless you, Mr. Hale.
You are God's instrument, put in our hands to discover the devil's agents among us.
Oh, God protect you.
When the devil comes to you, who does he come with? 2, 3, 4, how many?
Four. There was four. There was
Their
four.
names. Their names.
When I looked, there was Goody Good.
Sarah Good.
I said Goody Osborne.
I knew it! Goody Osborne, who midwife to me 3 times. I begged you, Thomas, did I not? I begged you not to call Osborne because I feared her. My baby's always shriveled in her hands.
Take courage now. You must give us all their names. How can you bear to see this child suffer? Her soul is so tender. She is so innocent. We must protect her. God will bless you for your help.
I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced with the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil. I saw George Jacobs with the devil.
She speaks.
I saw Goody Hale with the devil.
Glory to God, it is broken, they are free.
I saw Martha Bellows with the devil. I saw Goody Simmer with the
The
devil.
marshal, I'll call the
I
marshal.
saw Alice Barrow with the devil.
Let the marshal bring iron.
I saw Goody Hawkins with the devil. I saw Goody Beaver with the devil. I saw Goody Booth with the devil. What keeps you so late? It's almost dark.
I were planting far out to the forest edge.
Oh, you're done then?
I, farm seated, the boys asleep.
They will be soon.
Pray now for a fair summer.
I
Are you well today?
am. It is a rabbit.
Who is it? In Jonathan's trap.
No, she walked into the house this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner, like she'd come to visit.
That's a good sign walking in.
Pray God. It hurt my heart to strip her. Poor rabbit.
It was well seasoned.
I took great care.
I think we'll see green fields soon. It's warmer's blood beneath the clods.
That's well.
If the crop is good, I'll buy for Jacob's heifer. How would that please you?
Aye, it would.
I aim to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
Cider.
Aye.
This farm is a continent when you go foot by foot dropping seeds in it.
It must be.
I think you're sad again, are you?
You come so late, I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
I have no business in Salem.
You did speak of going earlier this week.
I thought better of the sense.
Mary Warren's there today.
Why'd you let her go? You heard me forbid to go to Salem.
I couldn't stop her.
It is a fault. It is a fault, Elizabeth. You're the mistress of this house, not...
She frightened all my strength away.
How may that mouse
It
frighten
is
you?
a mouse no more. I forbid her go, and she raises up her chin like the daughter of a prince. And she says to me, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I am an official of the court.
Court? What court?
Aye, it's a proper court they have now. They've sent 4 judges out of Boston, and at the head sits the deputy governor of the province. There'll be 14 people in jail, she said. They'll be tried, and the court has the power to hang them too.
Oh, they'd never hang
The
them.
deputy governor promised hanging if they'll not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. And she speaks of Abigail. I thought she were a saint to hear her. Abigail brings the other girls into the court. And where she walks, the crowd will part like the sea for Israel. And folks are brought before them. And if the girls scream and howl and fall to the floor, the person's clapped in jail for bewitching them.
Oh, it is a black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. I think so. You must tell them it is a fraud.
Aye, it is surely.
Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever. He knows you well. And tell him what she said to you last week in her uncle's house. She said it had naught to do with witchcraft, did she not?
Aye, she did.
God forbid you keep that from the court, John. I think they must be told. I would go to Salem now, John. Let you go tonight.
I will think on it.
You cannot keep it, John.
I know I cannot keep it. I say I will think on it.
Good then. Let you think on it.
I am only wondering how many proofs you told me. If the girl's a saint, I think it's not easy to prove she's a fraud. I have no proof for it. She told to me in a room alone.
You were alone with her?
For a moment alone, aye.
Why then it is not as you told me.
For a moment, I say. The other's coming soon after.
Do as you wish then.
I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I have no.
I'll not have it.
I see what I see, John.
You will not judge me more, Elizabeth. Let you look to your own improvement. I have good reason to think before I charge fraud on Abigail. I have forgot Abigail.
And I?
Spare me. You forget nothing and forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I have gone tiptoe around this house all 7 months since she is gone. I cannot move from there to there without, I think, to please you. And still, an everlasting funeral marches around your heart. I cannot speak, but I am doubted. Every moment judged for lies. It's as though I come into a court when I come into this house.
John, you are not open with me. You saw her with the crowd, you said. Now,
I'll plead my honesty, no
John,
more.
I am only...
No more! I should have worried you down when first you told me your suspicion. But I wilted, and like a Christian I confessed. Confessed! Some dream I had must have mistaken you for a god that day, but you're not, and let you remember it. Let you look sometime for the goodness in me, and judge me not.
I do not judge you. The magistrate that sits in your heart judges you. I never thought you but a good man, John. Only slightly bewildered.
Oh, Elizabeth, your justice would freeze beer. How do you go to Salem when I forbid you? Do you mock me?
I am sick. I am sick, Mr. Proctor. Pray, hurt me not. My insides are all shuddery. I am in the proceedings all day.
And what are these proceedings here? When will you proceed to keep this house, as you are paid £9 a year to do so? And my wife not wholly well.
I made a gift for you today, Mr. Proctor. I have to sit long hours in a chair and pass the time sewing.
Why, it's a fair habit.
We must all love each other now, Mr. Proctor.
Aye, indeed we must.
I'll get up early in the morning and clean the house. I must sleep now.
Mary, is it true there be 14 women arrested?
No, sir. There be 39 now.
Why, she's weeping. What ails you, child?
Goody Osborne will hang.
Hang? Hang, you say?
Aye.
The deputy governor will permit it.
He sentenced her. He must. But not Sarah Good, for Sarah Good confessed, you see,
Confess to what?
that she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer and wrote in his black book with her blood.
Surely you know what a jabberer she is. Did you not tell them that?
Mr. Proctor, in open court she near to choked us all to death.
How choked you?
She sent her spirit out.
Mary, surely.
She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
Why, I never heard you mention that before.
I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. When she come into court, I say to myself, I must not accuse this woman, for she sleeps in ditches and so very old and poor. But then she sits there denying and denying, and I feel a misty coldness climbing up my back, and the skin on my skull begin to creep, and I feel a clamor in my neck, and I cannot breathe air, and then I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and it were my voice, and all of a sudden I remember everything she done to me.
Why? What did she do to you?
So many times, Mr. Proctor, she come to this very door begging for bread and a cup of cider. And mark this, whenever I turned her away, she mumbled.
Mumble? She may mumble if she's hungry.
But what does she mumble? You must remember, last month, on Monday, I think, she walked away, and I thought my guts would burst for 2 days after. Do you remember it?
Why, I think I do,
And
but...
so I told that to Judge Hathorne, and he asks her so. Goody Osborne, says he, what curse do you mumble that this girl must fall sick after turning you away? And she replies, why, your excellence, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I may say my commandments.
And that's an upright answer.
Aye. But then Judge Hathorne say, recite for us your commandments. And all of the 10, she could not say a single one. She knew no commandments, and they had her in a flat lie.
And so condemned her. But the proof, the proof.
I told you the proof. 'Tis hard proof. Hard as a rock. The judges said.
You will not go to courts no more, Mary. Forbid it.
Mr. Proctor, I will be gone every day now. I am amazed you do not see the weighty work we do.
What work you do? It's strange work for a Christian girl to hang with women.
Mr. Proctor, they will not hang them if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail for some time.
Mary, promise now you'll stay at home.
The devil's loose in Salem, Goody Proctor. We must discover where it's hiding.
I'll whip the devil out of you!
I saved her life today.
I am accused.
Somewhat mentioned. But I told them I never saw no sign you sent your spirit out to hurt no one. And seeing I live so closely with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I am bound to law, I cannot tell. I only hope you'll not be so sarcastical with me no more. 4 judges and the king's deputy sat to dinner with us but an hour ago. I have you speak civilly with me from this hour.
Go to bed.
I will not be ordered to bed no more, Mr. Proctor. I am 18 and a woman, however single.
Do you wish to sit up? Well then, sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Oh, the noose. The noose is up.
There will be no noose.
Abigail wants me dead, John. You know it.
They dismissed it. You heard her
And
say.
what if tomorrow she'll cry out my name until they take me?
Sit you down.
It is her dearest hope, John. She wants me dead. I know it. There be 1,000 names. Why does she call mine? I am no goody-good that sleeps in ditches, nor Osborne drunk and half-witted. She dare not call out such a farmer's wife. But there be monstrous profit in it. John, she thinks to take my place.
She cannot think it.
Have you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? She cannot pass you in the church, but you will blush.
I may blush for my sin.
I think she sees a different meaning in that blush.
And what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think you be somewhat ashamed. For I am there, and she's so close.
When will you know me? If I were stone, I would have cracked this 7 month.
Then go and tell her she's a whore! Whatever promise you may sense, John, break it!
See, now your spirit twists around the single fire of my life, and I shall never break it free.
You'll break it free when you come to know that I will be your only wife, or no wife at all! She is an arrow in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well!
Good evening.
Why, good evening, Mr. Hale.
I hope I do not startle you.
No, it's only that I've heard no horse.
You are a good wife, Proctor?
Aye, Elizabeth.
But you're not off to bed yet.
No, only we are not used to visitors so late. But you are welcome here. Will you sit, Mr. Hale?
I will. Let you sit, good wife, Proctor.
Cider, Mr. Hale.
No, it rebels my stomach, and I have some further travel tonight. Let you sit, sir. I will not keep you long, but I have some business with you.
Business of the court.
No. I come my own, without the court's authority. I know not if you are aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in the court.
We do. We are entirely amazed, sir. Our Mary Warren told us.
I'm a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance, I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of them that come accused before the court. Therefore, this afternoon and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
Rebecca's charged?
God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, somewhat mentioned.
You will never believe, I hope. The Rebecca trafficked with the devil.
The devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to put some questions to the Christian character of this house, if you will permit me.
We fear no questions here, sir.
Good, then. I note that in the book of records that Mr. Paris keeps, that you are seldom in church on Sabbath day.
I surely did come when I could, sir. And when I could not, I prayed at home.
The theology must tell you your house is not a church.
It does. But it also tells me a minister may pray without he have golden candlesticks upon his altar.
What golden candlesticks?
Ever since Paris came to this town, he preached about golden candlesticks. He preached for 20 weeks until he had them. I tell you true, sir, when I look towards heaven and I see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurts my prayer. I think sometimes that man dreams cathedrals, not clapboard meeting houses.
And yes, mister, a Christian on Sabbath day must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children?
Aye, boys.
How comes that only 2 are baptized?
I like it not that Mr. Parrish should lay a hand upon my boys. I see no light of God in that man.
That is not for you to decide, mister. The man's ordained. Therefore the light of God is within him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
No, I have no...
I nailed the roof upon the church. I hung the door.
Oh, did you? That's a good sign, then.
Maybe I have been too quick to bring the man to book. But you surely cannot suspicion that we ever desire destruction of religion.
I have... There is a softness in your good sir, a softness.
I think, maybe, we've been too hard with Mr. Paris, but surely we never loved the devil here.
Elizabeth, do you know your commandments?
I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life. I am a confident Christian woman.
And you, mister?
My commandments?
Aye.
I'm sure I do.
Let you recite them, if you will.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain, nor have any other gods before me. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not bear false witness. nor make unto thee any graven image.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, sir, between the two of us, we surely do know them all.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be counted small. Well then, I'll bid you both good night.
Mr. Hale, I do think you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Goody Proctor, I do not judge you. My duty is merely to add what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. I pray you both good health and good fortune. Good night, sir.
I think you must tell him, John.
What's that?
Will you tell him?
I have no witness for it, but my word be taken as proof. But I know the girl's sickness had naught to do with witchcraft.
Not to do?
Mr. Parrish discovered them sporting in the woods, and they took fright is all.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail?
Aye.
Abigail Williams told you it had naught to do with witchcraft?
She did. She told me the day you came, sir.
Why did you keep this?
I knew not until tonight that the town had gone daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense? Mister, I have myself examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and numerous others who have confessed to dealing with the devil, and they have confessed it.
And why not, if they must hang for denying it? There are those that will confess to anything before they hang. Had you not thought of that?
I have indeed. And you would testify to this?
I have not reckoned with going into court, but I will if I must.
Do you falter here?
I falter nothing. I only wonder if my story will be credited in such a court, when such an upright minister as yourself will suspicion of such a woman has never lied, and cannot, and the world knows she cannot. I may falter somewhat. Mister, I am no fool.
Good then. Let the third child be quickly baptized, and go ye without fail to each Sabbath prayer. I think that it'd be best to keep a quiet, solemn way about you.
John! Giles, what's the matter?
They take my wife, and it's Rebecca.
Rebecca's in jail.
Aye. Cheever come and take her in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail, and they'll not even let us in to see them.
Surely they've gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Mr. Hale, can you not speak with the deputy governor?
Pray.
I'm sure he mistakes these
Be
people.
calm a moment, Miss Nurse.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of the church, Mr. Hale, and Martha Corey. There is not a woman closer to God than Martha.
How comes that Rebecca is charged?
For murder she's charged. For the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goody Putnam's babies. What am I to do, Mr. Hale?
Mr. Nurse, if Rebecca be tainted, there's nothing left to stop the whole green world from burning. I pray you, rest on the justice of the court. They will send her home, I know it.
You cannot mean she will be tried in court.
Nurse, though our hearts break, we cannot falter. The devil is alive in Salem, and we must follow wherever the accused finger points.
How may such a woman murder children?
Man, remember, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only said she read books.
Mr. Corey, exactly what complaints were made on your wife?
It was that damn mongrel, Walcott charged her. You see, he bought a pig of my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. So he come dancing in for his money back. And my Martha, she says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you'll not live to own many. And now he comes to court, and claims that from that day to this, he cannot keep a pig alive for more than 4 weeks, because my Martha bewitched him with her books.
Good evening to you, Proctor.
Why, Mr. Cheever,
Good evening all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
I surely hope you're not here on business at the court.
I am Proctor. I am clerk of the court now, you know.
It's a shame, Ezekiel, that an honest tailor might have gone to heaven must burn in hell. You'll burn for this, do you know it?
You know yourself I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles, and I that sleep you not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it, I tell you. I like not the sound of it. Now, believe me, Proctor, how heavy be the law. All its tonnage I do carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife, sir.
You said she were not charged.
I knew nothing of it. When were she charged?
I am given 16 warrant tonight, and she is one.
Who charged her?
By Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof? What proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. Now, the court bid me search this house, but I like not to search a house. So will you hand me any poppets your wife may keep here?
Poppets?
I never kept no poppets, not since I were a girl.
I spy a poppet, Goody Proctor.
Oh, why, this is Mary's.
Would you please give it to me?
What? Has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
And do you keep any others in this house?
No, nor this one either till tonight. What signifies a poppet?
Why, a puppet. A puppet made. Now, woman, would you please come with me?
She will not! Fetch Mary.
No, I'm forbid to leave her from my sight.
You will keep her out of sight and out of mind. Fetch Mary, Elizabeth.
Mr. Cheever, exactly what signifies a poppet?
Why, they say it may signify that why, this,
What's there?
this, why, it is a needle. Herrick, it is a needle. Why, this go hard with her, Proctor, this. I had my doubts, Proctor, I had my doubts. But here's calamity. You see it, sir. It is a needle.
What meaning has this?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir. She sat to dinner in Reverend Harris's house tonight. And without word nor warning, she falls to the floor. Like a struck beast, he says, and screamed a scream a bull would weep to hear. And he goes to save her, and stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly, he draw a needle out. And demanding of her of how she'd come to be so stabbed, she testified it were your wife's familiar spirit pushed it in.
Why, she done it herself. Bid him out, Mr. Hale.
I tell you true, Proctor. I never warranted to find a poppet here. And I bid you, obstruct me not, for I am a clerk of the court.
Here, Mary, now tell them how this poppet came into my house.
Poppet.
This poppet, this poppet.
Why, I think it's... I made it for Goody Proctor and give it to her tonight.
Very warm. A needle were found stuck inside this poppet.
Why, I meant no harm by it, sir.
Your mind is surely settled now.
What signifies a needle?
Very warm. Abigail were found stabbed tonight. The needle were found inside her belly.
And charges me?
Aye.
Why, that girl is murdered! She must be ripped out of the world!
You heard that, gentlemen, ripped out of this world. Herrick, you heard that.
Out with you!
You dare not touch the warrant, Proctor. You ripped the deputy governor's warrant, man!
Damn the deputy governor! Get out of my house!
Proctor!
You were a broken minister. Get you gone with them.
Proctor, she's innocent. The court will find her.
If she is innocent, why not Paris be innocent or Abigail? Must the accuser always be holy now? Were they born yesterday as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were in Salem, only now the crazy little children are jangling the keys to the kingdom, and common vengeance writes the law. I'll not give my wife to vengeance.
John, I'll go.
You will not go.
I have 9 men outside. You cannot keep her, John. The law binds me.
Will you see her taken?
Proctor, the court is just.
Pontius Pilate!
John,
God will not let you wash your hands of this.
John will go. I think I must. Mary, there's bread enough for the morning. You'll bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as you were his daughter. You owe me that, and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
Fear not, Mary. Fear not. I will come for you.
Oh, John, bring me soon.
I will fall like an ocean upon the court. Fear not.
I'll fear nothing. Tell the children I've gone to visit someone sick.
Herrick! Herrick! Damn you, man! You will not chain her! Damn you! You will come with me to the court. You will tell it to the court.
I cannot charge murder on Abigail.
You will tell them how this poppet came here, and who stuck the needle in.
She'll kill me for saying it. Abby will charge lechery on you.
She's told you.
I've known it. She'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Good. Then her saintliness is done with.
Blood on the leaves, and blood and blood. Black body swinging in the stars.
Now mark the 40. There is abundant evidence in our hands to show that you have given yourself to the reading of fortunes. Do you deny it?
I'm innocent to a witch. I know not what a witch is.
How do you know then that you are not a witch?
If I were one, I would know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt them. I scorn it.
I have evidence for the court. You will keep your seat. Thomas Putnam is reaching out for land.
Remove that man, Marshal.
You're hearing lies, lies.
Arrest him, Excellency.
I bring evidence. Why will you not hear my evidence? Get your hands off me, have you?
Giles, you cannot go in there.
Out of my way, Eric. I bring evidence.
You cannot go in there. It's a court.
Wait a moment. Just calm a moment.
You, Mr. Hale, go in there and demand I speak.
A moment, sir, a moment.
You'll be hanging my wife.
How dare you come roaring into this court? Are you god daft, Corey?
You're not the Boston judge you got half for. You'll not call me daft.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir, and the more contentious.
I am asked the question. I'm old enough to answer it. My name is Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I own 600 acres and timber in addition. It is my wife you are condemning now.
And how do you think to help her cause with such contemptuous riot? Now be gone. It is your old age alone that keeps you out of jail for this.
You're hearing lies about my wife, sir.
Do you take it upon yourself to decide what this court shall believe, and what shall set aside?
Your Excellency, we mean no disrespect for this.
Disrespect indeed. It is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of the province. Do you understand that?
I only said you were reading books, and they come and take her out of my
Books?
What books? It is my third wife, sir. And I never had a wife be so taken with books. I only thought to find the cause of it, you see. But it were no which I blamed her for. I broke charity with the woman. I broke charity with her.
Excellency, he claims hard evidence for his wife's defense. I think that we...
Then let him submit his evidence in proper affidavit. You certainly know the procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
Come on, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now and cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife's Rebecca that were condemned this morning.
Indeed. I'm amazed to find you in such uproar. I have heard nothing but good report of your character, Mr.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
Let you write your plea, and in due time...
Excellency, we have proof for your eyes. God forbid you shut them to it. The girls, sir. The girls are frauds.
What's that?
We have proof of it, sir. They are all deceiving you.
This is contempt of the court, Mr. Danforth. Contempt.
Peace. Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir.
And you know that near to 400 are in the jails, from Marblehead to Lynn, due to my signature? And another 72 condemned to hang by that signature?
Your Excellency, I never thought to say it to such a weighty judge, but you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here?
She would speak with the judge if you got them.
Did you not tell me Mary Warren were sick in bed?
She were, Your Honor. When I'd go to fetch her to the court last week, she said she was sick.
She has been striving with her soul all week, Your Honor. She comes to tell the truth of this to you now.
Who is this?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife.
Beware of this man, Your Excellency. This man is mischief.
Excellency, I think we must hear what the girl has to say.
Peace. What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirit, sir.
Never saw no spirit.
Never.
She has signed a deposition.
No, I accept no depositions. Now, Mr. Proctor, have you given out this story in the village?
We have not.
They've come over to the court, Your Excellency.
I pray you, Mr. Paris. Do you know, Mr. Proctor, that the entire contention of the state in these trials is that the voice of heaven is speaking through these children?
I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you?
It were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
It were pretense, she says.
Ah, and the other girls, Susanna Walcott and the others, they are also pretending?
Aye, sir.
Indeed.
Surely Your Excellency cannot think to let so simple of a lie be spread in open court.
Indeed not. But it strike hard upon me that she dare come here with such a tale. Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether or not I shall hear you, it is my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment.
I know that, sir.
Let me continue. I understand well that a husband's tenderness may drive him to extravagance in defense of a wife. Are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
It is, sir, and you will surely know it.
And you thought to declare this revelation in the open court before the public?
I thought I would. With your permission.
And what is your purpose in so doing?
Why, I would free my wife.
There lurks nowhere in your heart, or hidden in your spirit, any desire to undermine this court.
Why no, sir.
Your Excellency,
Mr. Cheever.
I think it be my duty. You'll not deny it, John. When we come to take his wife, he damned the court and ripped your warrant.
Now you have it.
He did that, Mr. Hale?
Aye, he did.
It were a temper, sir. I knew not what I did. Mr. Proctor.
Aye, sir.
Have you seen the devil?
No, sir.
Are you in all respects a gospel Christian?
I am, sir.
Such a Christian that will not come to church but once a month.
Not come to church.
I have 3 children, and until recently my lady is little. I have no love for Mr. Harris, I'll not conceal it. But God I surely love.
He plow on Sundays, sir.
Plow on Sunday?
I think it be evidence, John. I'm an official of the court. I cannot keep it.
You'll find other Christians who plow on Sunday, should be known.
Excellency, I cannot think we may judge a man on such evidence.
I judge nothing. I will tell you straight, mister. I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen people stuck by pins and slashed by daggers. I have not until this moment the slightest reason to suspect that these children may be deceiving me.
Excellency, but does it not strike upon you that these women have lived for so long with
Do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not, or else you would surely know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who tells us Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending her spirit out upon them? It is the children and the children alone. And this one will swear she lied to you.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent us a claim in which she states that she is now pregnant.
My wife pregnant?
There be no sign of it, sir. We have examined her body.
If she says she is pregnant, then she must be. Mr. Tedford, that woman will never lie. She will not. Never, sir, never.
We have thought it too convenient to be credited. However, if I should tell you now that she will be kept another month, and if she begin to show her natural signs, you shall have her living yet another year. What say you to that, sir? Come, man. You say your only purpose is to save your wife. Then good. She is saved for at least a year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? It is done now. Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose here is somewhat larger.
Your Excellency, he's come to overthrow the court. This man.
Peace. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
These are my friends. Their wives are also accused.
I judge you not. Continue.
I come not to hurt the court, sir. I only wish...
Marshal, go to the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell declare recess for an hour. Let them go to the tavern if they will. All witnesses and prisoners are to be kept in the building.
Aye, sir. If I may say it, sir. I know this man all my life. It is a good man.
I do not doubt it, sir. Now, Mr. Proctor, what information do you have for us? I bid you be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
I am no lawyer, sir.
The pure of heart need no lawyer. Proceed as you will.
Will you read this first, sir? It's a sort of testament. The people signing it declare their good opinion of Rebecca, my wife, and Martha Corey.
Their good opinion.
These are all land-holding farmers, members of the church. If you'll notice, sir, the people signing it say they've known the woman many years, but never saw no sign they had dealings with the devil.
How many names are here?
91, Your Excellency.
These people should be summoned for questioning.
Mr. Danforth, I gave them all my word no harm would come to them for signing this.
This is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defense an attack upon the court? Can no
All
one...
innocent and Christian people are happy for the courts in Salem. These people are gloomy for it. And I think you would want to know from each and every one of them what discontents them with you.
I think they ought to be examined, sir.
It's not necessarily an attack, I think.
These are all covenanted Christians, sir.
Well, then they should have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever, have warrants drawn for all of these and arrested for examination. Now, Mr. Proctor, what other information do you have for us? You may sit
Mr. Nurse.
I have brought trouble on these people.
No, old man. You have not hurt these people if they are of good conscience. But you must understand, a person is either with the court, or he must be counted against it. She is not hardy, I see.
No, sir, she's not. Mary, remember the angel Raphael, what he said to the boy Tobias? Do that which is good, no harm shall come to thee.
Come, man, we wait you.
John, my deposition, give him mine.
Aye. This is Mr. Corey's deposition, sir.
Mr. Paris, if Mr. Putnam is in the court, will you bring him in?
I know my rights, sir, and I will have them.
Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation by Mr. Corey, which states that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchcraft upon George Jacobs, who is now in jail.
It is a lie.
What proof do you submit for this evidence?
The proof is there. If Jacobs hangs for a witch, he forfeit up his property. That's law. And there is none but Putnam with the coin to buy so great a piece. This man is killing his neighbors for their land.
But proof, sir.
Proof? The proof is there. I have it from an honest man who heard Putnam say it. The day his daughter cried out at Jacobs, he said she'd given him a fair gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What name?
The man that gave you this information.
I cannot give you his name.
And why not?
You know well why not. He'll lay in jail if I get his name.
This is contempt, Mr. Danforth.
You will surely tell us the name.
I mentioned my wife's name once, and I'll burn in hell long enough for that. I stand in mute.
Then you give me no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you understand that, sir?
This is a hearing. You cannot clap me for contempt of a hearing.
Oh, it is a proper lawyer. Do you wish me to declare this court in full session, or will you give me good reply?
I cannot give you no name, sir. I cannot.
You are a foolish old man. Mr. Cheever, begin the record. This court is now in full session. I ask you again, Mr. Corey.
Your Excellency, he has a story in confidence, sir.
The devil lives on such confidences. Without confidences, there would be no conspiracy.
I think they must be broken, sir.
Old man, if your informant tells the truth, then let him come here like a decent man. But if he hides in anonymity, then I must know why. Now, sir, the government and the central church demand of you the name of he who accused Thomas Putnam, a common murderer.
Excellency,
Mr. Hale,
we cannot blanket more. There is a prodigious fear of the court in this country.
then there is a prodigious guilt in this country. Are you afraid to be questioned here, Mr. Hale?
I may only fear the Lord, sir, but there is a fear in the country nevertheless.
Reproach me not with the fear in this country. There is a fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in this country.
But it does not follow that everyone accused is part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale. None. You are under arrest for contempt of this court. Now sit you down and take counsel with yourself, or you will be set in jail until you decide to answer all questions.
No, Giles, no! I'll kill you yet! Peace, Giles, peace. We'll prove it all.
Don't say another word, John. He's only playing you. He means to hang us all.
This is a court of law, mister. I will have no effrontery here.
Forgive him, sir, for his old age. Peace, Giles. We'll prove it all. Mary, you mustn't weep. Remember the angel Raphael. There is your rock. Hold to it. This is Mary Warren's supposition. While you read it, sir, I would have you remember that until 2 weeks ago, she were no different from the other children are today. You saw her scream. She howled. She swore familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of a woman now in jail...
We know all this.
Aye. She now swears she never saw Satan, nor any spirit, vague or clear, sent to harm her. And she declares her friends were lying.
Excellency, I think this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
A claim so weighty cannot be argued by a farmer. Pray, let him go home and come again as a lawyer.
Now look you, Mr. Hale.
Excellency, I am a minister of the Lord. I have signed 72 death warrants, and I dare not take a life that cannot be proved so immaculate, no slightest qualm of conscience may doubt it.
You surely do not doubt my justice, Mr. Hale.
I have just this morning signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse, and I'll not conceal it. My hand shakes yet as with the wound. I pray you, this claim that lawyers present to you.
Mr. Hale, in an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? He calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto, on its face and by its nature, an invisible crime, is it not? Therefore, who can possibly be witness to it? The witch and the victim. Now, we cannot hope that the witch will accuse herself. Therefore, we must rely on the victims. And they do testify. The children certainly do testify. As for the witches, none here will deny that we are most eager for their confession. Therefore, what is left for a lawyer to bring out?
But this man will say that the girls are lying.
That is precisely what I am about to consider, sir. For deposition, Mr. Proctor.
I should like to question...
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent. Mr. Cheever, will you go into the court and bring the children out? Mary Warren, how came you to this turnabout? Did Mr. Proctor threaten you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened you?
No, sir.
Then you tell me that you sat in my court, callously lying, knowing well that people would hang by your evidence?
I did, sir.
How were you instructed in your life? Do you not know that God damns all liars, Mary? Or is it now that you lie?
No, sir. I am with God now.
You are with God now.
Aye, sir.
I will tell you this. You are either lying now, or you were lying in my court. And in either case, you have committed perjury and will go to jail for it. You cannot likely say that you lied, Mary. Do you understand that?
I cannot lie now. I am with God now. I am with God.
Ruth Putnam is not in the court, sir, nor are the other children.
These will be sufficient. Sit you down, children. Children, your friend Mary Warren claims that she never saw any spirits or any other manifest of the devil. She also claims that none of you have seen these things either. Is there any truth in this?
No, sir.
Children, a very augur bit will now be turned into your souls until your honesty is proven. Will either of you change your positions now, or do you force me to hard questioning?
We have not to change, sir. She lies.
You would go on with this, Mary?
Aye, sir.
A poppet were discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court when she made it, and you witnessed her make it and witnessed how she herself stuck her needle in it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It is a lie, sir.
While you were working for Mr. Proctor, did you ever see any poppets in the house?
Goody Proctor always kept poppets.
Your Excellency! Mary Warren, because it was her poppet.
Your Excellency,
Mr. Cheever.
when we spoke with Goody Proctor in that house, she said she never kept no poppets. But she did say she'd keep poppets when she were a girl.
She has not been a girl these 15 years.
But a pup will keep 15 years, believe it not. You believe it is cat?
Mary Warren says she never saw no poppet in my house, nor anybody else.
What if there were poppets hid where no one ever saw them?
Might as well be a dragon with 5 legs in my house that nobody's ever seen.
We are here, Your Honor, precisely to discover what no one has ever seen.
Damn for it! What profit this girl to turn herself about? What may she gain but hard questioning? Or worse, you are charging Abigail Williams with a marvelous cool plot to murder. Do you understand that, sir?
I do. I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your wife.
This is no child.
You were twice this year, in the sight of the congregation, thrown out for laughter and prayer.
What's this? Laughter. She were under Tituba's power at the time, but she is solemn now.
Aye, now she's solemn and goes to hang people.
Quiet, man.
Surely it has no bearing on the question, sir. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye. Continue, Mr. Proctor. Mary, now tell them how the girls led you to the woods and how you danced.
Your Excellency, since I come to Salem, this man is blackening my name.
In a moment, sir. What is this dancing?
The Proctor.
Abigail leads the girls to the woods, and there they danced naked.
Your Excellency, this...
Mr. Paris discovered them himself. Mr. Paris?
I can only say, sir, that I never saw them naked.
But you saw them dancing. Abigail!
Excellency, Mr. Paris told me about it when I first came from Beverly.
Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not. But I never saw any of them naked.
Excellency, will you permit me?
Pray, proceed.
You say you never saw no spirits, madam, were never threatened or afflicted by any manifest of the devil or the devil's agents.
No, sir.
And yet, when those accused of witchery confronted you in court, you would faint, saying that their spirits left their bodies and choked you.
It were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold, did you not? I myself picked you up many times and your skin were icy.
I saw that many times. She were pretending. They're all marvelous pretenders.
Then can she pretend to faint now?
Now?
Well, why not? Now there are no attacking spirits, for no one in the room is accused of witchcraft. So let her turn herself cold now. Let her pretend she is attacked now. Let her faint. Faint.
Faint?
Aye, faint. Prove to us how you pretended in the court so many times.
I cannot faint now, sir.
Can you not pretend it?
I have no sense of it now, sir.
Why? What is lacking now?
I cannot tell. I cannot do it.
Then you will confess, will you not? It were attacking spirits made you faint.
No, sir.
Your Excellency, this is a trick to ply the court.
It's not a trick. I used to faint because I thought I saw spirits.
Thought you saw them?
But I didn't, Your Honor.
How could you think you saw them unless you saw them?
But I did. When I heard the girls screaming, and you, Your Honor, you seemed to believe them, and But then the whole world cried, spirits, spirits, and we're only sport in the beginning, sir, but I promise you, Mr. Danforth, that I only thought I saw them, but I didn't.
Surely Your Excellency cannot believe so simple of a lie.
Abigail Williams, I bid you now search your heart. Is it possible, child, that the spirits you have seen are illusions only? Some deception that may cross your mind?
This is a base question, sir.
I would have you consider it, child.
I have been hurt, Mr. Danforth. I have seen my blood running out. I have been near to murdered every day because I've done my duty pointing out the devil's people. And this is my reward? To be denied, mistrusted, treated like...
Child, I do not mistrust you.
Let you beware, Mr. Danforth. Think you to be so mighty that the power of hell may not turn your wits? Beware of it. There is...
What is it, child?
I know not, a cold wind has come. Heavy. Your Honor, I breathe.
They're pretending.
She is cold, Your Honor. Touch her.
Abby? Mary, do you send the shadow on me?
Oh, excuse me. I breathe. I breathe. It is a wind. A wind. Abby, don't do that.
Draw your spirit out of them. You are witching them, are you not?
Let me go, Mr. Proctor. Oh, Heavenly Father, take away the shadow!
How do you call that a whore?
Man, what do you?
It is a whore!
You charge!
Mr. Danforth is lying!
Mark her. She'll suck a scream to stab me with.
You will prove this. This will not pass. I have known her, sir. I have known her. You are a lecher. You used to serve me in my house. My wife, my dear good wife, put her out on the high road. Excellency, forgive me. So she thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave. And well she might, for I thought of her softly. Oh, God help me. But this is a whore's vengeance, and you must see it now. You must see it. You deny this?
If I must answer that, I believe, and I will never come back again.
I have made a bell of my honor. I have rung the doom on my good name. You must believe it. You must see it, Mr. Danforth.
What look do you give me? I will not have such looks.
You will stay where you are. Mr. Cheever, go into the court and bring Goodwife Proctor out, and tell her not one word of what's been spoken here. And let you knock before you enter. We will now touch the bottom of this swamp. You say your wife is an honest woman? In her life, sir, she has never lied. There are those that cannot sing, and those that cannot weep. My wife, she cannot lie. I have paid much to learn that. And when she put this girl out, she put her out for a harlot. Aye. And she knew her for one. She did, sir. Good then. And if it were for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Hold! Turn your back. Turn your back. Do likewise. Let neither of you face the turn, Goodwife Proctor. Nobody in this room is to say a word, nor gesture, aye or nay. Enter. Mr. Cheever, begin this testimony and record it in all exactness. Are you ready? Come here. You will look at me, not at your husband, in my eyes only.
Good sir.
We are given to understand that at one point you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what reason did you dismiss her?
She were.
Look at me. Were she slovenly? Lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
Your Honor, in that time I was sick, and my husband is a good and righteous man, sir. He's never drunk as some are, nor wasting his time at the shovel boards, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I were a long time sick after my last baby, and I thought I saw him somewhat turning from me, and this girl...
Look at me.
Aye, sir. Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her, so one night I put her out on the high road. I lost my wits, I think.
And did he indeed turn from you?
My husband is a goodly man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you.
He...
Look at me, woman. To your knowledge, has John Proctor committed the crime of lechery? Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her. Tell the truth. She has spoken.
I have confessed to tell the truth.
Oh, God!
She only thought to save my good name.
Excellency, it is a natural lie to tell. I pray you stop now before another is condemned. I may shut myself to it no more. Private vengeance is working through this testimony. I believe him now, sir. Pray, call her back in before it is too late.
She spoke nothing of lechery. And this man has lied.
I believe him, sir. This girl has always struck me false. She has...
You will not! Be gone, I say!
What is it, child? What's there?
Someone the beam behind the rafter!
Children, why
do you come, yellow bird?
Where's the bird? I see no bird!
My face? My face?
Mr. Hale!
Be quiet!
Do you see a bird?
Be quiet!
But God made my face! You cannot want to tear my face! Oh, envy is a deadly sin, Mary! Envy! Oh, it is a black art to change your shape! I cannot stop my mouth! It's God's work, I do!
I'm here!
They're pretending!
Oh, Mary, please, don't come down! Her cross! She's striking her cross!
Why?
Mary, please don't hurt me! I'm hurting her!
Why does she see this vision?
She sees nothing.
She sees nothing!
Abby, you mustn't.
Abby, you mustn't!
I'm here.
seen the devil, have you not? You have made compact with Lucifer.
No, never, 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 never.
Why can they only repeat you? But give me a whip, I'll stop it.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I hope I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I hope I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care.
Her wings! She's spreading her wings! Mary, please don't! Don't! I cannot. I cannot.
Cast the devil out! Look him in the face.
Look out! She's coming down!
Mary, that's all about.
Don't touch me.
Mary.
You're the devil's man.
Praise God!
Praise God!
Mary.
Did you do the devil's work?
I'll not hang with you. I love God. I love God.
Did he bid you do the devil's work?
You come at me by night and every day to sign. To sign.
Sign what?
The devil's book. He come with a book.
My name. He want my name. I'll murder you, he says, if my wife hangs. We must go and overthrow the court, he says.
Mr. Hale.
He wakes me every night. His eyes like holes and his fingers claw my neck. And I sign.
Excellency, this child's gone wild.
Mary.
No. I love God. I'll go your way no more. I love God. I bless God. Abby, I'll never hurt you more.
What are you, sir? You are combined with Antichrist, are you not? I have seen your power.
Excellency.
I will have nothing from you, Mr. Hale. Will you confess yourself befouled with hell? Or do you keep that black allegiance yet? What say you, mister?
I say God is dead!
Take him to the jail, Marshal!
I denounce these proceedings.
You are pulling heaven down and raising up a whore!
I denounce these proceedings. I quit this court.
Mr. Hale!
Sarah Good. Sarah, wake up. Sarah Good.
Oh, Majesty! Oh, Tituba, he's here! His Majesty, come!
Go to the north cell now. This place is wanted.
Don't look to me like His Majesty. Don't look to me like the Marshal.
Get along with you now.
Oh, Marshal, is it you? I thought for sure you'd be the devil coming for us. Can I have a sip of cider before we going away?
Of course. And where are you off to?
We're going home to Tahiti. Soon the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Oh, a happy voyage to you.
A pair of bluebirds winging southerly, the two of us. Oh, it'd be a grand transformation, Marshal.
You best give me that or you never rise off the ground. Oh, come along now.
I can speak to him. If you desire us to come along, Marshal.
You know, I'd not refuse it.
It is a proper morning to fight the hell.
Oh, it be no hell in Tahiti. Devil, him be pleasure man in Tahiti. Him be singing and dancing in Tahiti. It's you folks that rouse him up around here. It's too cold for that old boy in Massachusetts. He freezes his soul up here. And in Tahiti, he's just as sweet.
The deputy governor will arrive. Now come along now, buddy.
No, he's coming for me. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. He's coming to get me. He's coming to get me.
No,
He's
tell
coming
him
to
I'm
get me.
going to. Now you tell him Sarah Good is going too.
No, come on.
He's coming to get me.
Come on.
No.
Yay. Come on. Yay. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Where is Mr. Paris?
I'll fetch him.
Marshal, when did Reverend Hale arrive?
It were toward midnight, I think.
What is his business here?
He goes among them that will hang, sir. He sits with them and prays with them. He's with Goody Nurse, and Mr. Paris is with him.
Why have you let him in? You have no right to enter this place.
Why, Mr. Paris have commanded me.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No. A bitter night. Had no fire here.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Hi, sir.
There is a prodigious stench in this place.
I have wholly now cleared the place for you.
Beware hard drink, Marshal.
Hi, sir.
Sir, I think it's not wise to let Mr. Paris so continuously to prisoners. I think sometimes I see a mad look in his eyes these days.
Mad?
Indeed. I met him yesterday coming out from his house, and a bit of good warning, and he wept and went his way. I think it not well that those seem so unsteady.
Perhaps he has some sorrow.
Indeed.
I think it be the cows, sir. I know Mr. Paris be arguing with the farmers all yesterday. There be great contention, sir, about them cows. There be so many cows wandering the high roads now their masters are in jail, and much disagreement with who they will belong to now. There are orphans wandering from house to house. The stench of rotting crops hangs in the air. Contention makes them weep, sir.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. I beg your pardon waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Hopper.
Mr. Hale has no right.
Your Excellency, hear me.
Did you leave him alone with the prisoners?
Your Excellency, a moment. It is the Providence. Reverend Hale has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bid her confess.
Hear me. Rebecca had not spoke with me this 3 months since she came, but now she sits with him and her sister and Martha Corey and 2 or 3 others, and he pleads them confess their crimes and save their lives.
This is indeed a providence. And they soften. They soften.
Not yet. But I thought to summon you that we may think on whether it be not wise. You see, sir, I thought to put a question, and I hope you will not.
Be plain, Mr. Paris. What troubles you?
There is news, sir, that the court must reckon with my niece, sir, Abigail. I believe she has vanished.
Vanished?
I thought to have told you of this earlier this week, but
How long has she been gone?
this be the 3rd night. You see, sir, she told me she would stay a night with Mercy Lewis, and next day when she does not return, I called Mr. Lewis to inquire. Mercy told him that she would stay at my house for the night.
They are both gone?
They are, sir.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Your Excellency, it profit nothing you should blame me. I can only think that they would run, except for they fear to keep in Salem any longer. There are those who say they will have no part in witchcraft. There is a faction here who distrust the court, and I do swear there will be riot here.
Riot? By its every execution, I have seen nothing but high satisfaction in the town.
Mr. Hathorne, whether there were another type that had till now. Rebecca Nurse is no Bridget that slept with bishops for 3 years before she married him. John Proctor is no Isaac Ward that drank his family to ruin. I would to God it were not so. But these people have great weight yet in the town. Let Rebecca stand upon the gibbet and send up some righteous prayer, and I fear she will wake a vengeance on you.
Mr. Hale, we are glad to see you return to your good work, sir. Accept my congratulations.
You must pardon them, sir. They will not budge.
You misunderstand me, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
Excellency, the sun will rise in a few minutes. I need more time.
Hear me, and beguile yourself no more. I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. Postponement now speaks of floundering on my part. While I speak God's law, I will not crack its voice with whimpering. If retaliation is your fear, then hear this. I would hang 10,000 that dared stand against the law. And an ocean of salt tears could not melt the resolution of the statues. You have spoken with them all, Mr. Hale.
All but Proctor. He is in the dungeon.
What is Proctor's way now?
He sits like some giant bird. You know he not live except for when he eats and when he drinks.
His wife. She must be well on with child now.
She is, sir.
Mr. Paris, you have a deeper understanding of the man. Might her presence soften him?
It is possible. If you have not spoke to her this 3 months, I should summon her.
Is he yet adamant? Has he struck at you again?
He cannot, sir. He is chained to the wall now.
Let you bring good wife Proctor up. Then bring Mr. Proctor in.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone but 2 weeks and publish in the town you are arguing for their confessions, that speaks mercy on your part.
Mr. Hale, as God have not empowered me like Joshua to stop this sun from rising, so I cannot withhold from them the perfection of their punishment.
But God does neither will you to raise rebellion.
You have heard rebellion spoken in this town.
No man knows when the harlot's cry may end his life, and you wonder yet if rebellion be spoke? Better yet, you marvel they do not burn your province.
Mr. Hale, why have you returned here?
I come to do the devil's work. I counsel Christians they should belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head?
Good wife Proctor, I hope you are hardy.
I am yet 6 months before my time.
Pray, be at ease. We do not come for your life. We only... Mr. Hale, will you speak with the woman?
Good wife Proctor, your husband is to hang this morning.
I have heard it.
I come of my own. I come to help you. I come to save your husband. For if he is taken, I count myself as murderer.
What do you want of me?
I have gone this 3 months, like our Lord into the wilderness. I have sought a Christian wife. For damnation's doubled on a minister who counsels men to lie.
It is no lie. You cannot speak of lies.
It is a lie, they are innocent!
I will have no more of that, Mr. Hale.
Life, woman! Life is God's most precious gift, and no principle, however glorious, may justify the taking of it. Go to him, plead with him, for I cannot think he will listen to another.
I think that be the devil's argument.
Be there no wifely tenderness within you. He will hang with the sunrise. Your husband. Take her out. It profit nothing for her to speak to him.
Let me speak with him, Excellency.
You will strike with him?
Will you plead for his confession?
I promise nothing. Let me speak with him.
Excellency, let us
You have
not...
been notified, have you not, Mr. Proctor? Come, man. There is light in the sky. Let you counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back from hell.
Excellency, let us let the...
If you desire a cup of cider, John Proctor, God be with you.
The child.
It grows.
There is no word of the boys.
They're well. Rebecca Samuel keeps them.
Have you not seen them?
I have not.
You are a marvel, Elizabeth.
You have been tortured.
They come from my life now.
I know it.
Are there none that have confessed?
There be many confessed.
Who are they?
There be 100 or more, they say. Goody Ballard is one, Isaiah Goodkind is one. There be many.
And Rebecca.
Not Rebecca. She's 1 foot in heaven now, naught may hurt her more.
And Giles.
You have not heard of it.
I hear nothing where I am kept.
Giles is dead.
When were he hanged?
He were not hanged. He would not answer aye or nay to his indictment. For if he denied the charge, they'd hang him surely and auction out his land. So he stand mute and died Christian under the law. So his sons will have his farm, it is the law. For he could not be condemned a wizard without he answer aye or nay to his indictment.
Then how does he die?
They press him, John.
Press?
Great stones they lay upon his chest until he plead aye or nay. They say, give them but 2 words. More weight, he says, and die.
More weight?
Aye. It were a fearsome man, Giles Corey.
Giles' wife, have she confessed?
She will not.
I have been thinking I would confess. What would you say if I give them this?
I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you will, I would have it. I want you living, John, that's sure.
My honesty is broke. I am no good man. Nothing is spoiled by giving them this lie that were not rotten long before.
And yet you've not confessed till now. That speaks goodness in you.
The spite only keeps me silent. It is hard to give such a lie to dogs. I would have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
John, it come not that I should forgive you if you'll not forgive yourself. It is not my soul, John, it is yours. Only be sure of this, for I know it now. Whatever you will do, it is a good man does it. I've read my heart this 3 months. John, I have sins of my own to count. It needs a cold wife to prompt lechery.
No, enough.
Better you should know me.
I know you.
You take my sins upon you,
No, I take my own.
John, I counted myself so plain, so poorly made, no honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you and I did. I never knew how I should say my love. It were a cold house I kept.
What say you, Proctor? Sun is soon up.
Do what you will, but let none be your judge. There be no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John. I never knew such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You will confess yourself.
I will have my life.
God be praised, it is a providence. Proctor will confess. Proctor will confess.
Why do you cry it, man? It is evil, is it not? It is evil.
I cannot judge you, John. I cannot.
Then who will judge me? Oh God in heaven, what has done Proctor? I think it is honest. And I think so. I am no saint. Let Rebecca go like a saint. For me it is fraud. Would you give them this? Say it. Would you give them such a lie? If tongues of fire were singeing you, you would not. It is evil. No good then. It is evil and I do it. Praise to God, man. Praise to God. You will be blessed in heaven for this. Mr. Cheever, are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Why must it be written? Why, for the good instruction of the village, mister. This we shall post upon the church door. Where's the marshal?
Marshal, hurry!
Now, Mr. Proctor, you will speak slowly and directly to the point, for Mr. Cheever's sake. Have you seen the devil? Come, man. There is light in the sky. The town waits at the scaffold. I would give out this news. Did you see the devil? I did. Praise God. And when he come to you, what were his demands? Did he bid you do his work upon the earth? Did. And you signed yourself to his service. Come in, woman. Did.
John.
You are well then, eh?
Courage, man. Courage. Let her witness your good example that she herself may turn from hell. Did you sign yourself to the devil's service?
Why, John!
I did. Now, woman, you surely see it profit nothing to keep this conspiracy any further. Will you confess yourself with him?
Oh, John, God send his mercy on you.
I say to you, Rebecca Nurse, will you confess yourself with him?
Why, it is a lie. It is a lie. How may I damn myself? I cannot.
Mr. Proctor, when the devil come to you, did you see Rebecca Nurse in his service?
No.
Did you see her sister, Mary Eastie, with the devil?
I did not.
Did you see Martha Corey with the devil?
I did not.
Did you see anybody with the devil?
No, I did not.
Come, man. You have surely seen some person with the devil. A score of people have already confessed that they have seen this woman with the devil.
Then it is proved.
Why must I say it? Why must you say it? Why, you should rejoice to say it, if you are truly purged from all love of hell.
They think to go like saints. I like not to spoil their good name.
Mr. Proctor, do you think they go like saints?
This woman never thought she did the devil's bidding.
I think you mistake your duty here, sir. It matters not what she thinks. She is convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you for sending your spirit out against Mary Warren. Your soul alone is the issue here, man. And if you cannot prove its whiteness, then you cannot live in a Christian country. Now, what persons did you see in the devil's company?
I speak my own sin. I cannot judge another.
Excellency, he confesses himself. It is enough. Let him sign, let him sign.
It is a great service. It is a weighty name. It will strike the village that Proctor decided. I beg you, let him sign it. The sun is up, Your Excellency.
Come then. Let him sign it. Give it him. Will you sign it, sir?
You have all witnessed it. It is enough.
And you will not sign it.
You have all witnessed it. What more is needed?
Do you sport with me? I say you will sign this, or it is no confession, mister.
Praise be to the Lord.
If you please, sir.
No. I have confessed myself. These are no good penitence, but it be public. God does not need my name nailed upon the church. God sees how black my sins are. It is enough.
Mr. Proctor.
I have 3 children. How may I teach them to walk the world, and I sold my friends?
Have not sold.
Beguile me not! I blackened all of them when this is nailed to the church, the very day they hang for silence.
Mr. Proctor, I must have good and legal...
You are the High Court. Your word is enough. Tell them I confess. Tell them, say Proctor broke his knees and wept like a woman. My name cannot be.
It is the same, is it not? If you sign it, or if I say it.
It is not the same.
Do you...
What I say and what I sign are not the same.
Mr. Proctor, do you mean to deny this confession once you are free?
I mean to deny nothing.
Then will you explain to me why you will...
Because it is my name. Because I cannot have another in my life. Because I lie, and I sign myself to lies. I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang. I have given you my soul. Leave me my name.
Is that document a lie? Because if it is, I will not accept it, mister. I do not deal in lies. Now you will give me your good and honest confession, or I cannot keep you from the rope. Which way do you go, sir?
Marshal! Proctor! Proctor!
Man, you cannot do a hang, you cannot!
I can. Embarrass your first marvel that I can. You have worked your magic enough. For now,
I do think I see some shred of goodness in John Proctor. Not enough to weave a banner with, but white enough to keep it from such dogs. Give them no tear. The tears pleasure them. Show honor. Show them a stony heart. Sink them with it.
But you fear nothing. Another judgment waits us all.
Hang them high over the town. Those that weep for these, weep for corruption.
I've had no breakfast.
Come on. Come on.
Goody Proctor, go to him. There is yet time. Go to him! Proctor! Proctor!
Go to him. Plead with him. Woman, it is pride, it is vanity. Take his shame away. It profit nothing he hang. Go to him, plead with him, go to him.
He hath his goodness now. God forbid I take that from him.